Alright guys, so yeah, this is my 2017 GT Sensor Pro, Carbon Pro. This was, my bike that was green at one time, and now it is blue. A lot has changed since I've done my last bike check, so I just kind of wanted to go over a few things. And so I've gone with new cranks and new crank arms and chain ring. So I am on an oval chain ring now with Travagliato Descended cranks, which I'm really liking. I like those a lot. Also now riding with Magura brakes. So these are the MT Trail Sports, I believe is what they're called. So it is basically an MT7 4-piston caliper in the front, and then an MT5 2-piston caliper in the rear. So a lot of your braking happens in your front, so you really want your 4-piston up there with 2-piston in the back. It actually is a really good balance for what I've been riding. I did take it to Snowshoe a few months back and never had an issue out of them at all. No fade, no problem stopping or anything like that. So very happy with the way those have performed. I'm not sure if you can notice, but I am on a higher rise bar now. I used to be on a 25 mil rise, and now I'm on a 40 mil rise. So very big jump, but with me wanting to be a little more confident in the air and stuff like that, I really like the bars a little closer to me. And so far I'm really liking it. I have no complaints. Next up, I do have a Wolf Tooth. I'm not sure if you can see it, but I'll put a clip up of it. Wolf Tooth Action Drop Reliever. That's actually pretty new. I've only had a couple rides on it, and so far it's great. It's got a real nice smooth bearing in it, and I actually like that a lot. Not really sure how much you can see here. We'll come up here to the front. So I am running the Muc-Off tubeless valves now. I had an issue with my cheap purple valves, not that the color matters, cheap purple valves at Snowshoe, and I went to loosen up the valve cap, and valve just came right off, just sheared it right off. So that's kind of a bummer, but I put these in, retaped the wheels with Gorilla Tape, which is a really great option. And yeah, haven't had any issues, no leaking, no losing air overnight or anything like that. I believe I had the black ODI grips, and now they are purple. So yeah, if you watch my dirt jumper video, actually those old grips from my bike check are now on here, which is awesome. Yeah, I think I also had the blue Uzi stem from Spank, which is now green. Before I had wrapped it, I wanted to match the caps on the fork, and yeah, so really glad that I have this to match, and it's really growing on me with the other colors. It everything's so bright, and so everything cockpit wise is really lined up great. And I guess I also need to talk about the fork. So I posted a video of my first ride on this fork and my reaction to it, and guys, this fork has been great. It's the DVO Diamond D1, I believe is what it is. So it is the older version of the Diamond, but it's great. It soaks up everything. This is at 150 mil. This bike originally came with a 140, so I did up it to 10, and it has the ability to go to 160. DVO has the best customer service I've ever dealt with. Not that I've had to deal with them much. I've just had a couple questions, and they're immediately responding to me next day, getting back to me, telling me to try, telling me what I can do different, versus how my experience with what the observations that I gave them from the suggestions that I was given. So yeah, I don't know what to say about the fork. It's great. If you have your chance to get a DVO suspension part, please do. If I could run their rear shock in the size that I need, I definitely would do it. No questions asked. Yeah, also you can see I have a mount for a water bottle. So this is the Fidlock mount. That is, you can twist your bottle off and it doesn't come off. I've used it at Bryce. I've used it at, I've used it at plenty of jump lines and stuff like that, and the bottle has never fallen off. It's never given me any issues. It comes right off when I need it, and it's right there. Still running the same dropper as always. Still running the Hope Pro 4 hubs, which I love. I believe I had the Wild Enduro tires on in the last bike check, and ever since that video, if they were on in that one, I've only switched out the rear, and that was because I was having some issues with my rim tape, and just to prevent any further issues from happening down the road, I didn't want to have to retake the tire off when it was time to change it. So I just went on ahead and did it all at the same time. Now the other tire does have some life, so if this one, gets, grenaded or whatever, I have another one. So yeah, I've only changed just on the front. It's still been going ever since I bought the first set. that's barely wearing down, and I love it. These tires are so good. Definitely confident and inspiring on loose gravel and stuff like that. I do have the purple Kona Wawa 2s now. Again, I don't know what exactly I had covered in the last bike check, but I just figured I'd cover it all. I'm running the Shimano Deore 10-speed. I now have the Deore whole group set except for the cranks. I have the derailleur, the cassette, and the shifter are all Deore, so it's pretty low in Shimano drivetrain, but with it being a 10-speed, being reliable, being cheap, if something breaks, you know, it's not a big deal. It's easy to replace. The parts are built really well for the money, so I really have no issues at all with that. Other than that, I am running the Hope floating rotors front and rear with the Magura brakes. And honestly, a lot of people, you know, said that you should run the Magura Storm rotors, but I honestly haven't had any issues. The Hope rotors are thick, which is what the Storm rotors offer, and I've never had an issue. They line up. Once you align them the way you need to, they're great. Than that, I mean, they definitely stop. They definitely have the power behind them, even though they're, you know, a pretty budget-friendly option for brakes. Still running the Radeon SR Suntour shock, and honestly, guys, it's been great. I've been really liking this shock a lot, and I don't think this was on in the last video. So in the last bike check video, this was the RockShox Monarch R, and I was kept having issues out of it where it just wouldn't do what I wanted to, and I felt like it was just holding me back a little bit. This shock is pretty cheap, all things considered, but it's been great. I've taken it to Bryce, against Snowshoe, Pocahontas, anywhere that I've taken it, it's really handled. I've never bottomed it out. It's just a rebound only, so it's the Radeon R. And once the pressure's set and I have a decent rebound for what I like, and maybe I adjusted a couple of clicks, it's been great. So really, that's pretty much it for this, I guess, into this season pretty much. Thanks for tuning in. I'm gonna be putting pictures up later of the fork decals once they come, and then I hope you guys enjoy it. The color is super nice in the sun. But yeah, I will keep you guys updated. Again, thank you for watching. Get out there and have a good time, and we'll see you later. See you guys.